Hey guys, Anton here, and I want to show you something really cool. All right, so here's the report that Press Cable gave me for a press release I wrote yesterday. So this was submitted on April 1st, and the press release actually got distributed last night around 11 p.m. Eastern Time. I wrote the report, the press release, probably around noon yesterday, so about 6 to 8 hours is what it took for it to be actually approved and distributed, which is pretty fast. And all in all, it only took me probably 5 to 10 minutes to write the press release using the software that Press Cable gives you, or that SkyRanker gives you. Very simple process. All right, so this press release I wrote on the new product. Maybe you saw it. It's called Zappable, and I just thought it was a cool product. I'm not really promoting it because I haven't used it, so I'm just doing something I like to call launch jacking, and you can do it during a launch. And this service is perfect for it because you're going to get on page one while everyone is searching for this term. All right, so let's get into why this is really cool. So the press release was submitted. Okay, so let's go over to Google and check it out. So if I type in Zappable, which is the actual name of the product, you can see that my press release is right here. Okay, so right in the top spots. I mean, this is triggering a news section, so it's kind of above normal rankings, and this will hold probably for a few days at least until all the rankings calm down and the news release is not really relevant anymore, and then it may or may not stay on page one in normal results, maybe page two, something like that. But you could do things to keep it up if you really wanted to keep it there. But for the most part, this is just important during the launch, in my opinion. So if I click on this link, you'll see my press release, and very simple press release using the tool SkyRanker gives you, and it just goes to basically a small little review page. With all I used was a video that Zappable had on their affiliate page, and just uses my affiliate link, right? But here's the cool thing. Let's go back to Google. So we're ranking for Zappable, but we're also ranking for a bunch of other terms, and I'm not really sure what all we're ranking for, but there's a bunch. So if I type in app builder, just different variations, you can play with it. You can see here I am right here again. Let's try maybe just mobile, Zappable mobile. Right here we are. And you can see 12 hours ago is when this was published. Let's try software. People are probably searching for that. And yep, here we are right here. All right, so here's another press release someone submitted about 7 hours ago. So what a lot of people do, and I do this myself, if I'm really pushing hard to do well on a launch jack like this, I'll probably submit 2 or 3 press releases one every day. So I'll submit one yesterday, one today, one the next day, and you have to cover different angles. They can't just be copycats of each other. And ideally, the actual press release, this link here will have some kind. You really want to offer something because a lot of people are shopping for bonuses and that sort of thing. So you got a savvy customer typically doing buying on these sites. Sometimes you get some people who just don't know any better and they're just going to click and buy. But for the most part, when they go to this kind of site, and I'm not offering anything other than the product itself, just with an add to cart, but typically on this kind of page, they're going to buy based on what are you offering to them in addition to the product itself. So that's something to think about, to really step your game up a notch. All right, now let's see why this is really cool in the sense that it made money for me already. So I just set the date, and I'm not promoting anything right now. I've got a couple other affiliate sales just from whatever, but yesterday the 1st of April and today the 2nd. Okay, so you can see, we'll look at these first two here for Zappable. All right, so this first one is the yearly membership. So we already sold one, okay, and that's for $148 in my pocket. And we also sold another product. I think this one came in today. I think this one came in late last night, and this one came in today. And so this one got $19.50, and this is a monthly. So here's some recurring money right here. All right, so 2 sales, all within 12 hours of that press release being submitted, and it took me a $30 press release and about 5 to 10 minutes of work. So all in all, not too bad of an ROI. And this is just one example. There's lots of ways to, like I said, offer bonuses, submit more press releases, and you can really do well with this strategy. And another thing that I do is, let me go back over to over to Google. So another thing that I like to do is, all right, let's just say, let's say it falls down in the rankings. Let's say it starts going, the press release, you know, it slips a spot, or I want to start trying to beat other ones. What I would do is I would go into crowd search, and I would enter, you know, whatever keyword I want to rank for here, zappable mobile, as an example. Enter this press release URL, and then maybe hit it with like a boost of 25 to 30 searches per day, and see what it does. And if it doesn't seem like it's moving, I might jack it up to 50, because it's all about a short spike for a couple days, because that's all we care about for this particular strategy. And that's usually enough so if you're ranking underneath another press release or something like that, or you're falling into the actual search results and you want to try to stay relevant, that's one way to show Google that your link obviously is more important, which is the whole premise of crowd search in the first place. All right, guys. So yeah, no reason you can't have similar results if you just take action with a good strategy like this. But hopefully you see the value in press cable, and you know, I'm giving you some bonus credits for crowd search as well. And the offer is closing down, I believe. I'm gonna have to double check with Chris, but it's either gonna be closing tomorrow at midnight or Saturday at midnight. So this is pretty much your last chance to really get in on super low pricing before the offer closes, and maybe doesn't reopen again for a while. And if it does, certainly at a higher price. All right, with that, hope you guys do well with this. Take care.